Registration for the 24 Hours of Riverside is now open. But before you sign up, the organizers would like to remind you exactly of what you are purchasing. Your entry fee guarantees you one numbered plate that you will zip tie to your bike crookedly, 12 hours of believing you are an athlete, followed by 12 hours of believing you are dying, and the exclusive opportunity to navigate Devil's Down descent in pitch black darkness using a battery that is running out of hope. By signing your waiver, you agree to the following terms. You will question your marriage at 3 a.m. You will tell your teammates you are feeling great when you actually want to weep. You will eat a cold hot dog at dawn and believe it is the finest meal ever prepared. We provide the dirt. You provide the suffering. The 24 Hours of Riverside. We built the course. You just have to survive it. Sign up today or stay at home and sleep like a sensible person. 24hoursofriverside.com. 24hoursofriverside.com. It is 2 a.m. Spokane is asleep. My wife is asleep. Even the dog gave up on me an hour ago. I'm currently staring at a bottom bracket that refuses to cooperate. My hands are covered in grease. My patience is at 0. Most sane people would go to bed. But the bike isn't going to build itself. This is the Thomas Hammer shift. Deep, flavorful, roasted right here in town. It's not just coffee. It's hydraulic fluid for humans. Okay, let's try that bolt one more time. Thomas Hammer Coffee Roasters, the official fuel of the Packfiller podcast. Get the Packfiller blend online or at the shop because dream bikes aren't built on herbal tea. I can jump right into this. We don't have anybody who's showing up late. We don't have anybody who's pouring a beer. We don't have any of that kind of stuff. So we're just going to do this. I will have a sip of beer, though. Well, no poem tonight. They say that cycling is a team sport, but tonight it is a family business. Welcome to episode 516 of the longest standing podcast in the sport of cycling. Of course, this is the Packfiller podcast. Think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one asshole. Tonight, of course, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I am Pat Bulger, and sitting across from me is the one and only Jackson Bulger. Jackson, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Sam's on vacation. Mm-hmm. Paul's in the desert. Mm-hmm. I think he's preparing for his retirement because that's where all old people go.
Yeah.
It's to the retirement. Palm Desert or Palm Springs? I can't remember which one it is.
What's the difference?
And Dr. David he's just flat out. He's out.
Yeah.
Just the Bulger Bloodline tonight. No filters, no guests, and nowhere to hide. So let's get right to it. Tonight's prologue for everybody is, of course, simple. Core of any cycling bond is shared suffering. Jackson, what I would like to do is go back through the archives tonight. We're going to just jump right into it. So what is the single most miserable ride we have ever done together or you have ever gone on? Maybe you can just go with you have ever gone on. So without further ado, of course, I mentioned his name earlier, but let's do it again. Jackson Bulger's here with me. How are you? And what is the most single miserable ride you have ever recalled?
The most miserable, there were a lot of times when I lived in Portland and didn't have a trainer, and so I trained a lot of outside time. And as you all know, Portland is a very rainy place.
It sucks.
Yep. And I went.
I mean, no, it doesn't suck. Oh shit! I'm gonna get in trouble now.
Not by me. Not by me.
The weather sucks.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I went one day, and it was a little chance of rain, and it was a big chance of rain, actually. It was the first day that I found out that if it's genuinely going to rain, you need to put Velo toes underneath leg warmers.
Okay.
To keep the rain out. And it was so rainy that...
You do, don't you?
To keep the,
So it doesn't run
seal
down?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Okay.
So found that out the hard way. And then it was so rainy that like when the cars would go by, they would actually splash onto you. Like there was that much rain coming down. So that was bad. And I got back and yeah, I was pretty cold. I've had a few bad Portland rides.
How many hours was that ride, do you recall?
I turned around.
Really?
It was maybe an hour.
That's okay. I got to tell you, in the grand scheme of things, with how many times you have gone out for a bike ride, and how many times you could probably say the ride was meh or not even, maybe just bad. that a 1 hour ride was the worst ride you've ever been on. That's a pretty good bank.
Yeah, there's that one. There's other terrible weather ones. So it pretty much all happened on that side of the Northwest.
So when you were living there?
It was.
Wow.
It was. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I'm Pat Bulger. If you don't know me by now, welcome for the first time. I would honestly, the first one that popped into my head, I was truly going to say BWR in San Diego, because it was totally, I guess, this type 2 fun idea where people say it's miserable while you do it, but it's fun afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I really wish I understood why we did that to ourselves, but I understand it. And I will say that I felt horrible at the tail end of that, and I was cramping up. And I remember you were even worse off.
That was rough.
Yeah, but I was going to say that, but then I thought about it long enough. And the funniest thing is the worst ride I remember ever being on was a short ride, and it was with you, and it was when I had my heart stuff taken care of, and then we went out for a short ride, and I went into AFib halfway on it, and we had to call for me to get a ride home. Mm-hmm. And that was the most demoralizing day. I just remember getting in the car, and you kept riding. You went home. Mm-hmm. And I just remember getting in the back of the car because my mother-in-law was in town, and my wife and my mother-in-law were out flower shopping. And so they stopped at a nursery, and I'm sitting in the back of the car just pouting. And I just remember going, this sucks. This sucks so much. And I guess what made it the worst ride in the world is that I couldn't ride.
Yeah.
And I also, on that ride, on the way home, in the car, back of the car, a fellow cyclist pulled up in his car beside me, and he was staring at the bike on the roof. And I knew who it was. And I rolled down the window, and he looked me in the eye and went, "What?" And I went back into AFib, and the light turned green, and Michelle accelerated, and I just saw him tip his head back like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." It was not a great way to start the podcast, I guess, with something depressing. But there's never been any what was the worst you've ever bonked?
It was probably on, well, I don't know if that would be a bonk because I finished, but I think it would be. BWR was a pretty deep hole. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of just, for the last, I don't know, I would say 30 miles was just I wouldn't eat, I couldn't drink, I couldn't do any of that. So that was probably pretty rough. And then getting back and throwing up all that up afterward.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it because I don't think I've ever vomited after a race.
Oh, I have.
Really?
A few. Yeah. I did this last race season.
Really? Mm-hmm. Just from exhaustion or depletion or?
It was probably, eating too close to the race or anything little like that. Just kind of would upset my stomach. This last year I felt it from the beginning. I was like, this afterwards it's going to suck, but.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I used to get bad stomach aches after really, really hard efforts, like really hard races.
Yeah, me too.
So like, here we are
Not
doing
anymore,
this.
Though.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You've dialed in the nutrition plan, kind of a thing like that. Well, good for you. I'm still working on that part. Really still working on that part. Well, welcome everybody to the podcast. I do want to, say there haven't been a whole lot of shows where it's just been the two of us.
I don't think there ever has been. I don't know if there even has been.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I do want to mention then the fact that none of this, and I genuinely mean this, none of this podcasting stuff would have started if it weren't for you.
Wow.
And I'm going to mention that. Well, there's this story behind it because when you were born, your mother and I looked at each other and went, one of us is staying at home full time. And I drew the lucky straw because I was making less than my wife. But I stayed home, and this was in 1999. Mm-hmm. And I remember you and I hung out most of the days, stuff like that, all kinds of stuff, diapers, all yada, yada, yada. And I needed a creative outlet. And so I asked my wife if I could buy a computer. I bought a Gateway 2000. Is that computer going to make it? Is that
it iPad?
Is. Hopefully the live stream will make it.
It's on 10.
Okay. It's on 10? Oh, shit. And I asked my wife if I could buy a Gateway 2000 computer and learn about this idea of, it wasn't podcasting. It wasn't even then that podcasting was around, but that was when it started. That was when Spoke Radio started, and here we are, 27 years later.
6 years later.
Yeah, well, 99.
Oh yeah,
27 years later, and we're still going. So we're gonna play around with this for our topic for tonight, and I'm gonna, I might sound a little reminiscent, I might sound a little cheesy, but we can each bust each other's balls throughout we go. So, this is the segment of the show I entitled the Dad Tax. When you teach a kid how to ride a bike, it starts with running behind him, holding the saddle. Then it's waiting for them at the top of the climb. But if you do it right, eventually they drop you. And I call this the dad tax. You invest all the time, money, and gear into making them fast, and your reward is that they put you in the gutter on a Tuesday night. So try and recall as best you can, especially before our live stream kicks out. We're recording this, so if the live stream kicks out, people can still listen to us. At what point did that dynamic shift for you? Do you remember when you were no longer the son and the I don't want to say the student or something like that, because that would just be bullshit. But anyway, but when we went from that relationship to training partners or teammates, or you're kicking my ass, do you remember any of those moments?
I mean, a few come to mind of like, we mentioned BWR earlier.
Yeah.
That was one of the first moments when it switched from, you having to take care of me to me having to take care of you in that moment. And so that was a little bit of I guess. Yeah. This is not
so it was
the same dynamic as always.
That was that particular moment was, were we halfway?
We were maybe halfway, and you were just pale and not doing well in the beginning. And I was like, I have to be the one that like carries us right now, which was really weird. There was that, and then there was also, I think, the moment that really like changed a lot was when we did that Father's Day chafe. So like a kind of local Grand Fondo. I think it was 2021. And we were, swapping turns with this other guy, and then it came to the end, and I was able to drop that other guy on one of the climbs. And for the rest of the way, I probably would say it was maybe a 90-10 share of the ride back.
You're being polite.
But I'd never felt that good, like up until that point, and I remember encouraging you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a different dynamic than I've had before.
So that was the first one you recall?
That was the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember there were some close calls. I remember at one point in there was a mountain bike race once, and I remember you started off and you just flew out of the gates. It was at Schweitzer. Mm-hmm. And I remember your mom was more rooting for you than she was for me. And something happened. I think you had a mechanical or something like that, and I passed you, and I came across the line first. And your mom actually came up to me afterwards. She goes, "God damn it!" I went, "What?" She goes, "I really wanted Jackson to beat you this time." I'm like, "Okay, honey, thanks. I'll just go sleep in the garage."
Yeah.
But I do remember very well that particular Fondo, and that was that was it. That was the first time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that is on our YouTube channel. I think it's just listed under the Father's Day Massacre.
Yeah.
I had a point of view shot for it, and it was brutal.
Yeah.
Is it brutal? I keep asking you, is it dead?
No, we're at 10. We're at 10.
We're at 10? We're holding at 10?
Yeah.
I put it into a better outlet, so maybe it'll hold.
It's not charging.
It's not charging at all?
No.
Should I switch it back?
Maybe.
USB 2.0, USB 3. Oh. No. How about now?
No.
No?
No.
Still not charging.
We'll figure it out. It's okay.
Yeah, we will. Okay. That one, this one, that one.
Oh.
Professional.
There we go.
There we go. We're charging. Okay, back to our podcast. And tell me, was that a I don't want to sound like, like a F you, old man, or something like that. But was there, and I don't want to put myself on a pedestal either, but was there any type of oh yeah, it's on, I mean, I've reached the next level, or my dad's getting slow, or, was it one or the other?
Not necessarily. I mean, I've been pretty, that's an interesting question. I don't really know if I treated it as a moment of like, I'm getting one over on him. I guess I more treated it as just like this is a new chapter for myself.
Phase or something like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I viewed it very like about me rather than like I got him.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Okay.
I know that sounds selfish.
No. And my other thing is too, is, like here we are sitting, father, son in this show. We go out and ride, I don't know if everybody is aware of the fact of our familial relationship and stuff like that. Are there ever people who come up to you and are surprised? And what is it like to hang out in that type of a social circle with your parents?
Do
I ruin it, especially with my volume and audacity and screaming at people and being a dick?
Well, I mean, I find that I, make a place for myself wherever I try to go. Even even though it might not be the loudest person, in the room, I think I have that ability to do that in some way. So I don't think it was ever really a bad thing necessarily. But yeah, I mean, some people do come up and comment about it and say it's great that you guys are able to do that together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that ever stray you away from the sport?
No. I have always viewed specifically this sport as my journey rather than my journey that is being supported or like I'm following like what my dad did. That was never really it for me. It was always like I actually really enjoy this. I really enjoy the feeling of this. And so I'm going to pursue it for myself, not for anyone else. Yeah.
Because, I mean, sometimes you run into those situations, God knows there are famous cyclists whose parents, Matthew Van Der Poel, things like that. I'm not comparing us to Matthew and Adrian Van Der Poel, but that follow in the sport because of their family did it. But there are also some who go the complete opposite direction because of it. Yeah. For example, I hate golf. My father loves the game of golf. I hate golf. And I think I hate golf maybe because he played it so much. Because I didn't really have a choice to play it.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that was beneficial that you went that soccer route when you were a kid.
Yeah, I think so. I think without soccer, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
because of that brought about, was it the competitive edge or was it?
Yeah, I think the competitive edge. I think I have a little bit of the skill set that I brought. Some of the skill set I brought over with me, but also just I have always wanted, you say competitive edge. I've always wanted that some sort of competition in my life, and I think that cycling gives me that.
Does the podcast precede you anywhere when you meet another cyclist?
No.
Do you run into... Sam was saying the other day that he runs into a lot of people like, oh, your bike fit Sam, blah, 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 blah.
I find that for myself, I have been told I recognize the podcast, but nobody really knows me from the podcast. Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't have like a, a thing, right? So like Bike Fit Sam, Old Guy Paul, Dr. David.
Dr. David.
And I mean, and you're the host of it all. I'm just... I don't necessarily have that thing.
Guru, man.
Well, yeah, but I don't... and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying like that's like... I don't slot in anything,
Okay.
So I think that kind of gets overlooked at some points. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It sounds like it's a poo-poo thing, but I promise it's not.
No, it surprises me that, I get what you're saying, though. It's like, yeah, everybody has kind of their title, per se.
Right.
Even though Paul's is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, he leans into it. I'll tell
He
you that
leans into being the old guy who hates rim brakes. I mean, who hates disc brakes and tubeless tires.
Yeah.
Every time there's something in the press, that man sends us something on the
He's always got something about
that
it.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kind of wanted to, I guess, on that one, we're going to bash each other a little bit in the later part of the show, in terms of our airing of grievances. But I guess we'll jump over to the news for tonight. We'll see what's going on in the news, fueled by Thomas Hammer. Roasted perfection right here in Spokane. Look for the Packfiller blend coming soon. It is the only way to survive a 15-hour workday. Trust me. The UAE Tour, Isaac Del Toro era has begun. The desert dust has settled, and 22-year-old Isaac Del Toro from UAE has officially taken his first World Tour overall victory. He won the Queen Stage to Jebel Hafit, dropping Antonio Tiberi and holding a 20-second gap to take the red jersey. The questions, however, following that race, I don't know if it was as big as the news of Del Toro winning, or it was of Remco Evenepoel not winning. He won the ITT but struggled in the climbs, finishing 10th overall. Not third, not second, 10th overall. So I guess first question, just in terms of opinion, Jackson, I don't know if you caught it or something like that, because that's usually what these early. I didn't watch every stage of the UAE tour.
Yeah, I mean, having an Instagram account is like I watched every stage. So.
Okay. Do you think Remco's hiding his form, or should we be worried about his climbing legs?
I really think that it's tough to tell with early season, but I think this might be a bit of a wake-up call for him personally. Because we saw, you go back and you see him just destroy fields, but not necessarily with leaders. Okay. And I think this was the first time that he's actually had to come up against people who would actually lead a grand tour. And we saw what happened. Yeah. So I think he's still got a lot of heat acclimation to do. I think climbing legs probably still have to come. I mean, we're a ways from July.
Yes,
so
this is true.
This can all come back into form, but if this is a glimpse into what we are going to see later on, I'd be worried if I was Red Bull.
And do you think Primož Roglič is just sitting at home just going, what the hell, man? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that guy just wants his Vuelta.
That's it. You think he's going to hang it up?
I don't know if he'll hang it up, but I think he might not necessarily. It seems like he doesn't have his head in it as much as he did.
No, especially in terms of this time of the year aggression or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Another highlight of that race was Jonathan Milan won 3 stages, and now we do know that Jasper Philipsen was not there. Yeah. So what are we thinking in terms of his looking at one of the best sprinters in the world? I mean, It seems with sprinters' careers many times they start off as these absolutely dominant they come up into the ranks, and then they become those dominant sprinters, and then they kind of either continue on that pathway or they morph into something else. They morph into more of a classics rider, which it appears to me like Philipsen could have the potential to do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, the conversation between Milan and Philipsen is going to be one that is probably consistently won by Milan. I think that Philipsen is world class, obviously. Yeah. But I just think that he is out-muscled by a guy like Milan. I don't know what it is, but there's something that just he can't get over Jonathan Milan.
I can't remember what the watts readings were, but it was some absolutely insane number that he hit in one of these stages.
I've seen 18 plus out of the guy.
That's what I thought. I was going to say 14, but I think it was over 18,
which is insane. The highest I've ever seen somebody do is like push 2. Yeah. But that's crazy. God. 18 after a long stage like that is pretty wild.
I think we've got a lot coming down the pike in terms of what we're going to see from those guys, and especially in terms of what we're going to see from Lidl Trek. It sucks that why am I drawing a blank? Mads Pedersen is not able to ride, but this is opening up some doors for some other riders in that group.
Yeah, and I will be honest, I don't know why. If they want to win the green jersey, like I think the world of Mads Pedersen, and I think that he is one of the best long range sprinters in currently. Yeah. But I think if you want that green jersey again and again and again, pure. You have to you got to bring the best, and I think Milan is the best.
you don't think Mads Pedersen could adapt one of those Peter Sagan style of tactics where he kind of does the in between intermediate sprints where he's going through the mountains and things like that, though?
I think he could, but I think something that we find really interesting about the Tour and what we saw with him in the Giro last year was that a lot of the times they were these like classic style sprints, and a lot more like uphill finishes. You know, I think about the one between him and Van Aert where he just barely got it on the line. That's not the Tour. If you're thinking sprint stage on a Tour, it is flat and it is fast. That's all I really think is the difference between the two of them. I think if it's uphill, Milan's not going to win that race.
No. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I guess unless you take it to last year at UAE when I guess he did. Uphill.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, next story, opening weekend, the war in Belgium. We're going to pick riders from this one a little later on in the show, but Saturday's Omloop Nieuwsblad, 202 kilometers of mud and cobbles. Viz Melissa Bike is bringing an absolute super team. Wout van Aert, Christopher Laporte. Wait, is Laporte in it? He crashed a couple days ago. Where is that team?
He is not.
He is not racing. Christopher Laporte.
Yes, he is.
He is?
I do see Christophe Laporte.
Okay, there he is.
Second to last.
Dylan Van Baarle?
Dylan Van Baal's not on the team anymore.
He's not on the team.
Soudal Quickstep.
He is, isn't he? Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody's going everywhere.
Yeah.
Facing riders like Tom Pidcock, Biniam Gourmet, Arnaud Delis, Casper Askren, and all types of players. Of course, I hope to see something magical from Wout van Aert. Being that this is kind of the official icebreaker, quite literally, of the season. Mm-hmm. Are you actually logging in and catching these ones as importantly as some of the bigger dogs, the Paris-Roubaix, the things like that? What are you going to be doing Saturday morning? Is what I'm asking.
Well, I guess on Friday I got to re-up my flow bikes. But I mean, I'll probably watch it.
Shit, it's on flow bikes, isn't it?
A lot of this stuff is. But yeah, I'll probably give it a good watch. I like these ones. The UAE tours and the Tour Down Unders I don't necessarily get super into. But yeah, I'll probably watch it. I'll watch a rerun, but I will not watch it live.
You won't?
No.
I will try. Oh, here we go, everybody. It's the time of year where I scream at the TV because of flow bikes, where I will just simply try to log on at a certain point and rewind to be able to watch the race, and I'll log on and they'll show me the podium right in that home screen. It is an easy fix, flow bikes. And I would like to know from everybody listening to this show if you run into the same thing with flow bikes, or if you're going to be one of those elitist people who say, I wake up at 4 and watch it live, or something like that. You know what? Fine. You're an amazing person. Congratulations. I sleep in on weekends. And when I say I sleep in, I probably can only sleep in till 7.
Yeah.
But I still want to be able to, rewind a little bit, catch the race, see what's going on. And it just drives me crazy that they do that. Next story. In the industry, the Giant slump. Giant Bicycles just reported a 21.6 drop in revenue for January. And Garmin has hit record profits. So we're seeing a weird time in the bike industry. And I'm throwing this question to you right out of the blue, so I don't expect you to have a completely researched response. But what do you think in your gut? Is the bike boom officially dead, or are people just spending their money on tech instead of new frames? Why are we seeing such a huge drop in the trends of people buying new bikes?
I don't know what it is. I think it's really weird. Running's it's always having a big boom, but I from what I see on social media, running's having a really big boom, and I think about why that is. And I think running has done a really good job at making itself look really attractive.
Oh God, really?
Well, I mean, let's think about what running is. Running is
pain, suffering, misery.
Yeah, but running is very accessible, right?
This is true. You walk out the door, you're done.
You can go.
You need a pair of shoes and you need clothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it right there. And I think running has made a really good way of like making itself look cool too. Just with all, the different accessories you can just go out and get and you can wear and the outfits you can create. I think that has like a really good way of doing it. And you can, everybody wants to be that running influencer, right? And I would probably attribute some of that to some of the Garmin sales. Honestly.
Oh, yeah. It's a crossover.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hiking.
Yeah. All that stuff. What I have on my wrist right now is just an active device. It's not just for cycling. It's not just for running. It's for like just being and having an active lifestyle. And I really think that attributes to it. But then when it comes to cycling, I would love to figure out what it is. I think that we can make it look attractive somehow, but I still think it's a much higher barrier to entry. You buy a frame, a pair of running shoes. My running shoes are $200 some dollars,
and that's $300 is probably the higher end. Would you say of running shoes?
$400?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's some carbon plated ones that can get pretty crazy, but you think about a bike.
Oh,
an entry level bike is $1,000.
Are you sure?
It's over $1,000 plus.
Yeah.
And like that's pretty crazy.
I said this, and people bust my balls in the comment sections of the Packfiller Perspective about, by the way, they apparently don't understand the nature of satire, the fact that it's a joke. But the second thing they don't understand is when I'm talking about the fact that these fees are astronomical. When you're paying, okay, let's lowball. You're buying a bike for $2,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Entry level race bike. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's probably about right?
Yeah.
$1,800, $2,000. Let's say.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so.
I could be lowballing. I could be over the top. Somebody's going to bust my chops.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah. But let's just roughly say $2,000. Okay. Let's say you're buying a helmet. That's $200. Let's say you're buying shoes. That's probably $200.
You want to know what's crazy? I found out the other day. What? I was looking at new helmets. The new POC helmet is almost $500.
Yeah, the high end stuff. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We've got to the point where we are a sport that was founded upon the working class, and it has become a sport for complete elitism. And I'm not just talking about road bikes. So all you mountain bikers who just think, oh, fucking roadies. Oh, there's my first F-bomb. But it was a character, so it doesn't count. And they're saying all that stuff. Guys, your shit's expensive too. And I know I ride mountain bikes. I race mountain bikes. I ride gravel bikes. I race gravel bikes. It's all insanely expensive. And to be able to encourage people to advance in that sport, you're asking for somebody the equivalent of buying a car. Mm-hmm. Now, if they don't want to race, if they just want to go out and ride, if they want to commute back and forth, now Giant Bicycles has bikes from everywhere from little Susie and little Johnny all the way up to Jaco Ilula. Mm-hmm. But the fact that bikes sales have dropped substantially just from a bike manufacturer that does cover that window. I would like to see Trex numbers. I'd like to see some of the other major manufacturers and see if that is dipping. But 21% drop in 1 month is huge.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I would love to see what winter as opposed to like summer or spring sales
see
are.
What we see.
Yeah. But that's a pretty big number.
And I also don't think it's fair in my story to have compared Giant with Garmin, because Garmin, what you've got on your wrist is, number one, it is applicable across multiple platforms, but also it's a fashion statement.
Yeah.
And next off, it is a turnover device. People are going to keep a watch for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, 2-3 years, you think, before the...
Yeah, I mean, one of our teammates says he has a Garmin... it was like one of the original Phoenixes that he's had for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, doesn't update, but
yeah, okay,
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but in some cases, people are going to go out after 2 to 3 years and probably upgrade or buy a different one. So, I mean, on a bike, you're not going to necessarily do it that often.
Well, and you think about it too with something like Garmin. That, I mean, this is very expensive. I think, like we all know that. But they also have things that range down much, much further into like the $200 range, and I guess low ball for a Giant is you're looking at $1,000.
Yeah, let's say $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and that's a really, really, really nice watch.
But
That's the high end. Yeah, that's the high end. That's the high end. Yeah, and that's the entry for a bike. So you're comparing apples and oranges there. All right. Moving on out of the news. This is the time where we're going to have some fun with our family relationship here. I titled this one "The Airing of Grievances." Hopefully, you got this one. You got some material. All right. Okay. Since it is just us, what I want to do is, by the way, this is brought to us by our friends at Big Barn Brewing. Mine is empty right now because I enjoyed it throughout the first third of the show. Fresh from Green Bluff. Be sure and check them out. But thanks to Big Barn Brewing for being the official fuel of the Packfiller podcast. What we're going to do is we're going to have some fun kind of roasting each other. And the funny thing is I'm going to admit that, Jackson, I found 4 categories that I'm going to roast you in. But the problem is I don't really know if they're very mean. And I apologize if you've got something that was juicy and solid. No?
No.
You're too nice.
Well, I don't know. I'm not big for going for the
jugular.
Because I don't want to make people feel insecure. You know what I mean?
Why, dude? You're not going to send me farther down that hole.
Well, fair enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I don't know how many you got.
I mean, I just had the one.
You have the one
I thought about, but
okay. So I'll pick the little things. These are the things that bother me about you. Okay, number 1, you are almost mechanical in your feeding plan in cycling. I swear you set your watch to intervals. Do you set your watch to intervals when you feed?
I set my computer.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Does it chirp?
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Okay.
Mm-hmm. It says eat on it.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Because, there are some times in a race when you can forget. You're so caught up in it.
I forget all the time.
Yeah, it's a nice little feature.
These are things I'm picking about you, but they're also forms of jealousy. Okay. So I'm going to go through all 4 of mine.
Okay.
My next one that pisses me off is your control over your eating and drinking off the bike.
Ooh. What do you mean?
You're so disciplined. I think I've seen you, like at Christmas, drink 2 beers.
Yeah.
And you're disciplined about that, or you're just uninterested. I would like to know if it was one or the other, because how do you view food? First of all, is food a fuel source or is food an importance?
I have this conversation with my wife pretty frequently, actually.
Really?
So I view it more as just a fuel.
You do?
Like I have to eat, or else I'll feel like shit later on. Like, what was it? Not yesterday, the day before. We didn't have any lunch, so I've just had like the same Costco chicken nuggets for like a while.
How long's a while?
Well, like every time
days?
like every single time we don't, like, it's a weekend day and we aren't going to get lunch or something like that, I'll just have that. Really? It's just like I just got to eat.
Just put something in your face.
I just got to have a certain amount of protein. I just got to do all this stuff, and it's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me crazy. I don't. Maybe you got that from your mother?
I don't know. I think I just don't want to spend the time cooking it.
Yeah.
I just want to eat it and get to the next thing.
Okay. Because you got shit to do, or you just don't want to bother.
I think it's maybe the phase of my life right now where there's not a lot of free time, so I feel like if I just do that quickly, then I can that's over with, so I can just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was, but I woke up to some point in my life where by 10 a.m. I need to know what the plan is for dinner that night.
See, we do a meal like a plan.
You do?
Yeah.
The box.
We do HelloFresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that's
so you know it's for dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And can I ask about drinking? I ask you guys all about drinking on the show.
Sure.
We do drink beers on the show and stuff like that. Is it ever a nightly ritual for you, or is it just kind of like, then whenever I want?
It's the second one. It's whenever I want. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I want it, I can have it, but it's never really like, say it's a Thursday. It's just one. It's never really more than that.
Yeah.
Maybe at most 2, but I'm not really much for drinking unless it's like an occasion.
Okay.
That's kind of my deal.
Okay, that pisses me off. No, I'm kidding. Third, your calm demeanor on the bike. You never get loud. Teach me how to do that, because I am not good at it. I think I developed it throughout my youth, and it just kind of followed me from there on out. that character that becomes the loud guy on the bike.
Yeah.
You are, and when we jokingly call you the silent assassin, it is very much that way, because I think I know what's going on between your ears.
Okay.
But you don't vocalize it.
Yeah. I've been that way for a while. I don't know what it is. I've really tried to get down to, the brass tacks of what makes me that way, but I don't quite know. I think I have a better time internalizing things and thinking through them to myself in like situations like that than verbalizing them. I find that I can't collect a thought, or I find that it's probably I've already thought through every single scenario before I even open my mouth, so there's no point in doing it. You kind of get what I mean?
I think so. Okay. So there's no improvisation per se.
No.
You've already gone through it.
Yeah, I have that. I guess it would be an anxious brain of I've thought about every single negative scenario in my brain.
Wow.
And so I need to not respond in that way to avoid those situations.
Oh. Well, okay. So you're Costanzaing this thing. You're George Costanzaing.
I don't know if I get that one.
You're basically doing the opposite of what everything your brain tells you to do. You're like, I'm going to do the opposite of that.
Maybe. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't really been able to figure this one out. But It's just kind of how I am.
Like when somebody gives you shit in the Peloton, I think I've heard you respond to the people giving you shit in the Peloton maybe 10 times. But maybe that's because I'm not in the front of the Peloton.
Well, I think there are only so many things that deserve a response.
Okay.
Because in my mind, when it comes to racing, if someone's chirping at me and someone's trying to get me to lose my head, I don't need to interact with them. If somebody's angry, I've already won that battle.
Okay.
I think back to the time when I, touched someone on the hip or multiple times this last season and people start yelling at me. It's like, if you're angry, you've lost the race. I am not angry, so I can focus on other things. And so I think that I guess anger to me clouds judgment, and I don't want my judgment to be clouded in those types of moments.
Okay. How do you take out your anger when that's over, when that race is over? This is not part of that. I'm just continuing on the premise of that question.
It takes a lot to get me angry.
Really?
Yeah. That's just, I have such the mentality of like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
For me, I think there are better things to be worried about than some guy that maybe just didn't have things go the way that they wanted. That's not my problem.
Okay.
That sounds really like shitty, but it's your problem.
You don't internalize any of it.
No, I mean, I'll have conversations with my wife and things like that, but no, it's if you want to get mad, you got to deal with that. It's not my deal.
I am wow. I wish I could do that because I can't internalize it, and so I have to blurt it out to get it out of my body. It's like the cloud of black smoke that you just exhale and it's gone, and I feel better once it's gone. I get mad quickly so I don't stay mad. At least I think that's what I do. I'm questioning everything here now. But because, like in those situations in a race, when some guy goes, hey, what's your line or something like that, and I'll just turn back to him and go, fuck off, or something like that. I won't say it that quietly, but I'll say it, and then I feel better. Yeah.
And I think we all deal with it in different ways.
But mine's not as healthy, I don't think.
Well,
mine's not as good for sponsorships.
I think there are only certain things for me that will bring out anything in me. I think if you are going to say that I am being dangerous on purpose, I will respond to that. Okay. Because that is ridiculous. Yeah. If you think I'm going to hurt someone, you have another thing coming. That is out of this world. Yeah. That's really it. Because I don't know. Yeah. If you attack any part of me, brother, you got something else to worry about. Okay. So,
and that being said, I'm going to attack one last thing. Okay. And this one is a little bit more of an attack. Okay. How do you motivate yourself with your apparent like for country music? How do you psych yourself up to country music?
I think it is definitely an interesting mentality shift. Because for so long...
When did it happen? I mean, I thought I raised you right.
You know, I don't think it's anything about... I don't think it has anything to do with your raising or anything like that. I think
it's a failure.
I think what it has to do is for a long time, I was like, I have to be different. I have to be quirky. I can't like what other people like, you know?
Oh.
And so recently...
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
Would you say that's college years?
No.
Okay.
I would say that's just kind of how it's been. I will say...
I know a lot of college students are like, I'm different.
Well, I mean, Portland...
I drive a Subaru. I have a lab.
Right.
I'm experiencing, I'm trying out what it's like to be a lesbian. Something like
but
sorry.
No. But I was definitely, I want to be so different. I don't want to like what other people like. I had that mentality for a really long time. And then recently I've been like, I'm just going to like what I like, and I don't really care what people think about it. And so I just kind of like it. I like just the fun behind it, realistically. Like, that's kind of what I love about it.
Was there a gateway artist that sent you down this path?
I think Post Malone kind of started it a little bit.
I was wondering if that was it.
Yeah. I just like the music. Yeah. Okay. One of our teammates, I don't think I told you this, but he said, if it's worth anything, I think Morgan Wallen's cool too. And it was, and he sent me that it was his top 2025 artist. so yeah.
All right. There, that was it. I mean, that is my thing, because now I didn't know beforehand that you ever put your tights. Wait, is it over or under?
So I don't typically. I typically put my shoe covers over the top of my leg warmers or whatever. But that one day, I shouldn't have.
No. Yeah, because the rain was dropping.
Exactly.
Rolling down.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'll let you off the hook for that one. All right. Let it rip.
It's the one, and it's
the one.
You get so mad.
So I kind of stole it a couple minutes ago.
That was my only thing.
Is it? Give me an example. And you can't use the one at the Twilight series.
That was my example. Okay. I think
But now,
you will
in my defense, at the Twilight series, a dude swept my front wheel.
Yeah.
Like, under the command of another dude, swept my front wheel. He swung wide, and the adrenaline in my body just released every single moment. And the only thing I could do in that moment was scream.
Yeah.
And I screamed a lot of very specific words.
And I will say, I think that this whole conversation in and of itself is a therapist stream. Right? What leads us to react the ways we react?
Bulgers, right? You're my next clients. Please make your way in and have a seat.
Because I really do think that is so fascinating. Like, why is my first response to just, to just let go, forget about it? But why is yours to
mine to lose my shit?
Yeah, like what is like? I think that's very fascinating.
I do too, because I know your mother, and I don't know if my influence has ruined her also, but I know your mother has a mean streak in her too.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying she's a terrible person, because she's probably listening live upstairs. And what I am saying is that but she doesn't vocalize it.
She doesn't?
No. I don't think so. I mean, have you ever seen her vocalize it? Unless she's at home talking about people who piss her off. I don't think I've ever seen her angry in public.
I don't know if I really have either.
I've never seen her scream in another car in traffic. She screams at me because I'm screaming in another car in traffic.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know.
I have rage issues, don't I? Shit. Add that to the pile.
Yeah.
So that was your roast. That
roast.
I just get mad too easily.
Well, and I think about, you said...
Screw you, Jackson.
You said an example outside of the Twilight series. So my thought is, you will react to cars.
I do. I get mad in when I'm driving.
I mean, while we're on the bike.
Oh. Do I?
Yeah, you'll yell.
Really?
You'll yell. You'll give a finger.
Fuck, I shouldn't do that, should I? I shouldn't do the finger, especially.
Well, maybe not. But that is the example that I think of.
You know what? That very Fondo, that Father's Day massacre, I remember a car
That was the year before.
Was it the year before?
It was the year before.
Car came by us and was honking. And I did the classic, is the camera on? I did the classic just European gesture. I just put a hand in the air.
Yeah.
And that person pulled over
ahead
of us and was yelling at us.
Yeah.
And I was like, we weren't doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, oh, God, yeah, the whole share the road thing just drives me crazy that people are so upset about it. And I think the woman who pulled over was yelling about the fact that we weren't being safe.
She said, please be careful.
Yeah.
Please be careful. And it was like, so you turned into a ditch at like 40.
Yeah. Telling us to
that?
be careful. Yeah. I'll work on it. I can't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
But I'll work on it. Okay, you guys, let's get to our... we got one segment tonight. One segment before we pick the end of the race.
3% left, too.
3%?
Yeah.
Well, let's get to it. Where's Jax's cool down? We got Jax's cool down. Brought to us by Panache Cyclewear. We might be roasting each other's habits. We can all agree on looking good. Panache is about the style of the ride. Bold design, perfect fits. Check them out at PanacheCyclewear.com. Jackson, what do you got for us tonight with 3% left?
Yeah, so I was thinking about how recently I have been, looking at little things here and there to be like, hey, Maria, I might want this for my birthday, which is in April. So I got a minute. But I have been looking at certain things and maybe switching certain things that I've had before in the cycling world. And my question for you is there a piece of gear that you I want to read how I worded this because I feel like I did it better. Is there gear that you have that just works for you? And is there stuff you're thinking about switching up anytime soon?
Like a bike? I mean, I would love to upgrade my bike, but I think I've always wanted to upgrade my bike.
But let's say, is there a piece of your gear that you have that just works for you, just inexplicably? You can't put it into words, but that's just it works for your body for some weird reason. And is there other stuff that you're thinking about that you've used for a long time that you're thinking maybe I'll dip my toe into another pond?
Okay. I will say the gear that has worked for me that I have found are the lace-up shoes, cycling shoes, Giro shoes. Mm-hmm. I'm sure some people are rolling their eye thinking, how are you going to, lock and load in a sprint? I'm like, dude, I'm 56 years old. The amount of locking and loading I'm doing in sprints it ain't my laces that is causing that type of an issue. I have found very little play in a lace-up shoe. It is solid, it is well built, and it fits my foot perfectly. I have a super high arch bone on the top of my foot, and it fits. These things fit like slippers. I can wear them all day. Mm-hmm. We'll do a 3-4 hour ride, and then we might go to the pub or something like that and have an after ride, and I don't have to even loosen my shoes.
That's nice.
So there's that. The one thing I do have to say that I have still dipping my toe into is helmets. I have yet to find a helmet that works for me.
Yeah.
I sweat profusely and it runs straight into my glasses, or I am OCD and I hate any type of moisture on my glasses, but I have yet to find the perfect helmet. And I hope there's one out there waiting for me, but I ain't doing that headband or do-rag stuff. I'm not going to go full Pantani and put something underneath my helmet, or even that. Some of you were probably thinking, hey man, I'm going to send them the link to this strap, this thing you put on your forehead that's like a rain gutter that channels the sweat. That ain't going to happen either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Fashion over function.
Yeah.
So the helmet I definitely need to do something about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you?
Well, I
know you're an electronic guy. I know you're going to switch from Wahoo to Garmin.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am a big fan of just that ecosystem.
Yeah.
And I have learned it pretty heavily over the past year, over a year, 2 years and change. And so that is, I guess that, that's something that works for me. I really like that. It's reliable. I never find any GPS issues. It never shuts down on me mid-ride, anything like that. And it holds a charge for 16 days, for God's sake. And
the head units do?
No, I'm talking about
your
this.
wrist.
My
watch.
wrist
yeah.
one. But
I wish my watch would do that.
I know. That is the nice part about it. But also, yours is a phone on your wrist. That lasts for 3 days. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, Things that really work for me are definitely, you mentioned Giro shoes.
Yeah.
I've never really had an issue at all with it. The high arch support that they give is really great for me. Yeah. So one thing I will say that I am thinking about switching up are helmets.
Are you really?
You mentioned helmets, yeah. So I really do enjoy my POC helmet. I've enjoyed them for the past 6 years. But almost $400, maybe pushing $5 is a lot of money for a helmet.
It is indeed.
And it's, I don't know if I love personally the shift that they've taken visually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing I do actually really like is the new Giro Aero helmet.
Which one is that?
It is, I have it on a, trust me, I have it
okay.
on It's
on my home screen.
Well, yeah. It is called the Giro Eclipse Pro.
Okay.
I'll see if I can show it to you. But
$500.
it's $349.
Oh, okay.
Which is expensive. But this is what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see
Wherever
it.
that is.
Yeah, people can Google that bad boy.
But that's something I'm thinking about switching. I really liked when I had Giro previously. I had no issues with it. So yeah.
Giro, if you're listening,
come on board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say earlier? Don't sponsor the podium, sponsor the Peloton.
Exactly.
We represent the Peloton, Giro. Come on board, boys.
Yeah.
And girls.
Yes.
I'm not sexist. And would you go back to white? Because you've been green for a long time, or olive green.
See, here's my thing. If they made the same color I had before, I 100% would.
You would.
But they don't.
Oh.
And I like the... I like to wear a color that would go with a lot, and I do feel like an olive green would go with a lot. But, I don't know. I think a white goes with absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And all my teammates have white helmets.
Paul does now, too, doesn't he? Paul had a black one for a while.
He did. Yeah. But everybody has a white one.
And I love
it matches.
That Cav helmet, and I love the styles and the colors of that Cav helmet, but it was a foolish purchase for me. Because
why is that?
I don't know if I like the multicolors on the helmet.
Oh, really? See, I think they're cool.
Do you?
If they fucking made that green, I would go for it. They have a sage green.
Oh, they don't have that color anymore?
They don't have the olive color in...
in Giro.
In Giro.
Okay.
They do have it in
Cav,
POC, though.
Yeah. Oh, in POC, yeah. And the Cav, you could just pick the whole color.
Yeah.
A lot of people like them. And they custom. I will say the process in buying that helmet was unbelievable. They were cool.
Yeah.
They were really cool. So was that it? Okay, helmet and shoes.
And shoes are the things I keep.
Wow, look at us. All right, everybody. As we get towards the tail end of it, we're not doing trivia tonight, but we in place of that we are, because the classics officially start this weekend. Lupet Newsblad is happening this weekend, and there are only two of us. So I say we make it a little interesting, and I say we get to pick three riders, but form the man and the women. But the loser has to maybe bring treats to the next show of some sort. I think we should just start doing that. You brought those cupcakes after the Seahawks won their well-earned victory. And I think we should just start doing that the loser of that particular race has to bring something the next week, which means Paul's going to bring change and just drop coins in front of us. Buy a cookie.
Yeah. Speaking of cookies, I was going to mention the cookies that we love so much.
Yeah.
Over from...
Yeah, we all live up here close enough, so we bring... I
think that'll be it.
There we go. Okay. So with Omlupet Newsblad, we have got, as I said earlier, we've got some pretty dominating performance expectations, especially from the likes of Wiesman Lisa Bike. From the men, the women, we are seeing Demi Vollering make a pretty strong return back to the racing scene. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I think she was able to bust out a lawn chair and wait for everybody else to finish. Mm-hmm. So that's where we're looking at there. So let's, as we do with everything, we believe in chivalry here. So we start with the ladies first. Jackson, who are your three choices? And I'm wondering if we pick all three same, it's going to come down to one rider or
it very well could.
An extra rider.
Lotte Kopecky.
Okay.
Demi Vollering.
Yep.
And Anna van der Breggen.
Okay, so now we have both canceled each Lotte Kopecky and Demi Vollering out. I did not pick Anna van der Breggen. I picked Elisa Balsamo.
Okay.
So let's see if that happens. So that's what it's all hanging on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we'll scatter the two scores. We'll just maybe do
whoever places higher.
Okay.
Elisa Balsamo or Anna
I mean,
Vandenberg.
between the men's and the women's, are we going to do a combined? We got to think about how to do that.
I think if we pick one of the winners, that automatically is
the other guy buying cookies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Men, Lupet Newsblad. Should I go first?
Sure.
And then you can tell me if I need to repick. Tom Pidcock.
Okay.
Wout van Aert. I would love to see Wout do something back again. I want Wout back at the front of the peloton again. I don't want him hurt. I want him back. He's a nice guy. At least he seems like a nice guy. And Casper Askren.
Okay, you and I have one rider difference.
Oh, shit.
Tim Wellens.
And you picked Wout van Aert and Tom Pidcock?
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to come down between who Wellens is with UAE.
Yeah.
Who's going to be higher between Casper Askren and Tim Wellens, which means we could look at the final results and just see where our riders placed. If they're fifth and sixth,
fifth wins.
Yeah.
So between Anna Vandenberg, Elisa Balsamo, Tim Wellens, and who else?
Casper Askren. Yeah,
Okay.
I would love to see Casper Askren come back, especially see something big for EF Education, Easy Post. I just think that'd be such a cool win.
Yeah, I hope for him. I will say, I think Luke Lamperti, American guy.
Yeah.
I would love to see him be a little bit higher too. I like the move for him.
That is true. Yeah, because he spent a lot of time with Soudal Quickstep, correct?
He did.
Yeah.
And he was, yeah.
And I haven't really looked at any other teams, in terms of giving a flying crap. Do we have any other Americans involved? I don't see any as I scroll through.
Probably.
Little Trek is not seeing. Nope. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, there we go. Holy shit, we're down to the final K already.
We have 1% left.
We have 1% left. Quick, let's get to the final K. First of all, thanks to everybody for being involved. Thanks for listening to another episode of the show. Thank you to my son for being here with me, not only for this show, but for the last, holy shit, 27 years.
Yeah.
And your inspiration. Because if you weren't my buddy back then, we wouldn't have started this show. I wouldn't have started the show. It never would have happened. So there we go. So everybody else, please like and subscribe. Please keep following the show. Check out our other content. We have, of course, the Packfiller Perspective happening every week. I have some fun kind of social media stuff that's going up there. And coming very soon, the first and second episodes of a video series I'm calling the Gruppetto, where I am trying out ancient bikes and comparing them to modern technology, and hopefully it'll be fun and funny. Jackson, final question. You've just been given $1,000 that you have to spend on cycling in one way. How do you spend it? I wrote that question before your bit.
I would pick it on. I would spend it on a cool race.
You would?
Yeah. Just the travel expenses and the registration fee.
I find that interesting because we both just talked about material purchases,
Right.
Shoes, a helmet, things like that, because I'm in the same boat. Mine was I would spend it on, I want to do a training camp for spring break. I'm thinking about Lewiston, Idaho. Don't judge me because I'm thinking of Idaho. You guys don't know all of Idaho. And I would spend it on my race entry fee for Tour de Bloom.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I think experiences in a sport where you kind of have to have everything are priceless.
You know what? That's exactly right. It's the travel versus having a nice house.
Yeah.
Travel more because the house you just have a normal house. Just leave your shit there. That's all that matters. All right. Big thanks to Thomas Hammer for the energy, Big Barn for the hydration, Panache Cyclewear for the style. Again, Jackson, thanks for doing this. Everybody, we will catch you guys next week. Keep the rubber side down. I know David will be with us. I don't know about Sam.
I don't know.
So prepare your medical questions.
Yeah.